How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. So today I'm hoping, I don't know, you can tell the sky's really gray over that way, and it's supposed to start raining here shortly, and then it's supposed to rain for the next couple days. Oh yeah, it still looks nice and clean. A little dusty. Pollen. Yeah, you can see the pollen. Things covered in pollen. That's why I covered this up. So we're going to work on, I would say work on Chevys today, but one, two, yeah. So don't know how much. Well, that was totally not even pointed. So I don't know how much I'm going to get done today because of the weather. Prop this open. But what I want to do is I'm going to start working on the big blazer. Perfect. I don't know all what we're going to do, what I'm going to do, you know, this and that. But first thing I'm going to do flex plate. So we're going to get the flex plate bolted back to the motor, and then also which I don't know where. Oh, there it is, right there. Trans cover. I think it had that many bolts on it. So on the bottom, you know, flex plate, and then bottom of the transmission to the motor is that cover that goes right there, which I think that's in the back. So let's go ahead, walk around, get some gloves. There we go. Get that. So, like I say, we're going to be working on, start off at least the big blazer. After that, don't know. All depends on the weather. Yeah, because this weather makes no sense here. So, like, the last 2 days, it was like 102 degrees. And then today, it's like 71. Okay, so there's the plate. Wow, there is a lot of bolts in it. All right, so needs a little cleaning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time. I'm going to clean this up real quick. Then we're going to get to bolting the flex plate up, get this bolted on, and we'll see what happens next. All right, let's slide under here. So I've already got a lot of this done. Let's get this light turned on. Battery dead. Okay, so lay the camera down. So flex plate's on. This cover is just loose right there. Totally forgot that I had to put the starter on to get this cover. So the starter had to go on, then this cover right here. Totally forgot that. Camera fell over. Totally forgot that I had to do that. So it's not a big deal. I just had to grab one of the bolts because, like, one of the starter bolts was still in the starter, and then the other one was in the back of the truck where I left, where it had fallen out, and I put it there, and I was like, oh, can't remember where this one goes. But then once I saw that starter bolt, then I was like, oh yeah, that's where that other bolt goes. So and I need to get the motor braces that go from the motor mounts to the transmission. That's what these two holes are for. I need to find those. I know they're in the back of the truck somewhere. I have these 2 bolts because they were in the bolt bag for this. So now it's just I gotta find the rest of them. Well, I guess it's just the 2 that go on the on the motor mounts. Which a lot of this is just, you know, a lot of these bolts and all that stuff are universal. So it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna find nothing. Because that's the one cool thing about Chevy, is so much is universal. And of course this one can't get to. Alright. Whew. Alright, well, let me get to that one, and then we're going to address something on top of the motor. Let's go ahead and get to that. Man, it got dirty underneath there. Alright, well, what I'm trying to do is, I guess I really should have thought about this a while ago while I was cleaning and doing stuff. So, heads. So I've been working on them for a few. I got a lot of the bottom cleaned up. So I'm going over it, razor blade, and then I got the 3M cutter that, you know, it's just the little rubber fingers that helps get gasket material off. So I've been going across this. Still need to go across this side for the intake manifold. Because, as you see, she's dirty. Like I said, I should have thought of this the other day. It's all good. So we're just gonna continue to scrape, continue to scrape, continue to scrape. Till I get this clean. If I can get one head done today, then that'll be cool. I don't know. This is going to take a while because, I mean, it's only 2 surfaces, you know, head, intake manifold. I mean, I guess you got the exhaust too, but so I guess you got 3 surfaces. Well, I wanted to get the heads on because, like I said, I got the head bolts. So anybody that knows small locks, you have 3 different sizes. So you have the small, the medium, and the large. So the, like, we'll just go over that real quick. So the small ones go across the front. Then the 2 medium ones will go, I think it's this hole and this hole. It's the 2 outside holes that are in the middle. Then you got the big ones that kind of scatter through all out there. So there's 1 set, there's 2 set. I wanted to get this head on today, or at least both of them. Yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna keep plugging on this, see how far I can get. So I'll catch you on, I don't know how long, because this is gonna take a while for me to get this heads cleaned up, and I still haven't touched the other one. So let you know how this goes. Okay, I think I got the head clean. So I mean, it looks really good. Got all 3 sides. So head, intake manifold, and exhaust. So that's ready. Of course, the motor is ready. Now, here's where controversy. So I've always, I won't say always, but I started doing this a while ago and never had an issue. Copperhead gasket spray. So, like I said, I've been using copperhead gasket spray for a while and I've never had issues. Well, I'm doing it. I prefer to do it. So needless to say, we're just gonna do it. Now, when you do this, you don't like really cake it on. You just put a nice little coat. Nothing major. Flip it around. Of course, the wind's blowing right into the garage. Alright, now you let that tack up. Alright, now, while that's tacking up, just takes a few minutes, what we're going to do is go over the head. Hopefully I ain't got no copper spray on my... No. Is we're going to go over the head. Just kind of clean it up. I've done cleaned it. Well, just gonna go over, clean it one more time because, you know, with copper spray, all that kind of stuff, I want a good adhesion. Can't speak English. All right, so that's wiped down. Now we're gonna go ahead. Do the same thing in here. I'm going to go ahead and do the passenger side. Now, this thing should be pretty clean because I cleaned this thing up really good before I put it in here, and that's why I also covered it up. Okay. There we go, get the head gasket on. Now I gotta get the head on. Hopefully, I can get it to slide right in. Yeah, it might have been easier to build the motor completely outside. But what's the fun in that? All right, there it is. Heads on. Now I gotta get all the bolts. Oh, climb on in here. Now, these bolts come with a little bit of sealant. I'm adding just a little more, not a whole bunch. Now, like I said, the little ones go in the front. The two medium ones go in the far two outer holes. Then the rest of them go right up the middle. Then of course you got that the torque spec on these, so it's three different runs. Off the top of my head, don't know what it is. Got it saved on my phone. No, this isn't torquing them down. This is just getting them slightly tight. I'm not going to be able to get all of these with this anyway. Alright, well, I guess what I'm going to do is grab my torque wrench and all that kind of crap. Well, I guess I can really snug them all down with my regular wrench first. Doing heads, it takes a while, especially when you gotta go do a certain pattern and do them all 3 times. It's like 35, 55, then like 75 or something like that. Whew. Okay. One head is done. So I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's the pattern. So you got 1, 2, 3, all the way to 17. So first pass is 25, second is 45, then final pass is 65. I went 70. I always go just a little bit over, so I went 25, 45, and then 70. They're torqued down, all 17 of them. Now, one more thing I want to do in this video is I've heard conflicting things. Now, what I'm hoping is the conflicting that I've heard was just a mix-up on motors. Because, like, the motor that came out of there is a roller block. So it's basically can be set up like, the motor, like a Vortex style motor, because Vortex are roller, all that kind of stuff. Now, this is I guess the Vortex would be like a 2nd generation small block Chevy, even though it's still traditional, same basic setup. The motor that's going in there is basically a 1st gen. I guess you could kind of break it down that way. Now, intake manifold. So intake manifold on a traditional and a Vortex are totally different, like totally different. So like here you got 2, 4, 6 bolts on each side. The Vortex only has the 2 on the outside. Now I've heard people say that, oh, you're putting a throttle body injected intake manifold on a 1st gen traditional small block Chevy. That it's not going to fit. It's not going to work. You're going to have issues. Now, I know this isn't going to line up because it's not done and it's not ready to go on. But there's those bolt holes. There's those bolt holes and those ones back there. So if you slide this over, they line up perfect, which is good. So, I'm out of breath now. So traditional, 70s small block Chevy will fit with the throttle body injected intake manifold. No issues. And I mean, you can tell, you can just see it. It lines up perfect. Awesome. So now it's just getting the other head on, which I'm going to do that off camera because that's going to be more cleaning and all that kind of stuff. And I was just listening to the weather, or looked at the weather, not listening. I don't have cable. And it's supposed to start raining within about a half an hour. So I think we're going to go ahead. I don't know. If we wrap this video up, we'll pick it up tomorrow because I'm exhausted. And we'll pick it up tomorrow. We're going to be in the garage working on the S10 Blazer. So I'll catch you tomorrow. I changed my mind. So we're going to go ahead and end this video here. The next video, because it is going to be raining for the next 3 or 4 days, I think, is we're going to go ahead and be working on the 1J. We're going to go ahead and try to get this whole front end wrapped back up. So get the fenders, everything put together, get the hood back on, get it all aligned. Try to get the body put back together on this and get it straight. That's what we'll be doing in the next video, since it's going to be raining out for the next few days. So stay tuned for that. Catch you then.